Hey awesome ones, Heather here. You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but we're not canines, so it doesn't apply to us. I love learning. Do you love learning? I just find that, you know, if there's something new out there, I want to check it out. And recently, I've been checking out some new ways to wear my eye makeup. And what I've discovered is a more youthful way. It's kind of a fresher kind of look, especially for daytime makeup. And the old ways that I used to wear my makeup, they were kind of harsh. And well, anyway, I can't wait to show you this video on some of the mistakes that I was making and how I remedied them. And it all starts in just a few seconds. So as you know, I like to keep it real. So I'm going to do a presto changeo and take off all my eye makeup. Hey, I want to show you how to do this properly. So let's take off the makeup. You know what? I don't even go to the grocery store without any eye makeup on. So, but again, this is for you guys. So here I am. But what I want to show you first of all, first of all, I want to show you a neat new eye palette that I bought, and let me just show you the colors. It might be a little bit shiny there. There you go. And what I like about this, and the reason I'm going to show this to you, is because this is for all different colors of eyes. If you have blue eyes, hazel eyes, brown eyes, and it's Revlon. It comes with two of those little applicators there, and it's called Eye Contour Kit. So as usual, of course, I'll have links to all of the products that I'm showing you today below, but let's get in with mistake number one. And while I was getting this eye palette, I was asking the cosmetician there what I should do with my eyeliner. And what I want to do now is, I've always worn the black eyeliner, and I wanted to go for something softer. And I really like the Infallible by L'Oreal. So what she suggested was that I get, actually, she might have upsold me a little bit, but she convinced me to buy 3 different ones. And so I got an eyeliner in a brown black, so it's not as harsh. I also got it in a slate gray. And also for those fun days, sometimes I got it in like a navy blue. So what I used to do, and I'm going to make this the mistake eye, okay? And what I used to do as a mistake, I used to use the jet black eyeliner, and I would sort of go along. I mean, I still really try hard to do a nice eyeliner, but I'm just going to do that here. And I'm sure some of you are doing the same thing. Now, because I have the hooded eyes, I also would do a little bit of a swoosh there. Not a big one, just a little bit for a swoosh. But also, what I'm showing you today is a daytime makeup. And also what I would do back in the day, I haven't done this for a while, but I used to put the dark liner. You know, I always thought this made my eyes really shine and look larger, but it actually made them look smaller. I'll show you that in a minute. So I would put it on my, my waterline here. And then I would also put it underneath here. Bit of a line there. And I think a lot of you, you know, you still may be doing this. And that's not even as dark as I usually do it, so I'm just going to fill that in a little bit. Okay, now this kind of a look is okay if you're starting on a smoky eye, you know, somewhere where you're going to a party or a gala, some kind of function. And of course I would want to have it a little bit darker. And if you haven't seen the smoky eye video that I did, what I'll do is I'll put it at the end screen of this video. it was with a Hollywood makeup artist, so that was a lot of fun. But let's take a look at, this is a don't eye, let's take a look at the do eye and daytime makeup with the new eyeliner. All right, so I'm going to use the brown black pencil this time, and let's go ahead with that. Notice that I don't do one swoosh, I just sort of do a few little swooshes and then I kind of put them all together. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a little swoosh there. There you go. And you can see it's much softer already. No matter what your hair color, if you're an older person over 50, you don't want to look too harsh. And let's go on to mistake number 2. Now for mistake number 2, it's all about the eyeshadows. And I find it very intriguing that a lot of eyeshadows are telling you to put a darker color on your lid. And, you know, I even use the purples, and a lot of you see me in purple a lot. And even with that, they're saying put this darker color on your lid. And I don't get that. And maybe it's great for younger people. I don't think it's great for us. And I'm going to do exactly what they say here. And I'm going to put the darker on my lid here. To me, that's just, it's making my eyes look more sunken. So for me, I would rather do something, I'd rather use this one or this one here. And I want to open up my eyes. So let's go with this one here. The bright kind of beige. It's got a little bit of a glimmer to it. And I'm going to put it up here. Do you see the difference? Do you see how this eye is kind of awake and this one's kind of sunken and not so awake? And that's what we're trying to do. Also, with what's left here, I want to sort of bring up my eyebrows on both sides. So I'm just going to put a little bit of what's left over here up like that. All right, and so the next thing that I want to do, I want to get into the next part is right here. And what I'll want to do, this is kind of a mistake as well, and that is using the wrong brushes. And so, you know, we'll call this mistake number 3. And I'm just going to use these little, you know, they come in with a lot of these different makeup palettes. So here we go. We're going to just sort of put that on the crease here, going into the crease. And because I have hooded eyes, I want to brush it out a bit. Okay, so that's a mistake as well, using the wrong brush. Over here, I'm going to use this one. It's going to look the same, but a little bit more brushed out. Okay, now what I want to also do is I want to put a little bit of this darkness into the corner. This is all about the hooded eyes. Into the corner. Like that. Okay, so along with number 3, using the wrong brushes, we need blending brushes. And boy, I really learned my lesson with the makeup artist from Hollywood, that I wasn't blending. And so for a lot of people, what they're doing is they're using these little guys and they're going out and they think they're blending. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at myself in the mirror down there and I should be looking at you guys. But blending. Okay, and they think, well, that looks good. That's all blended. But really, you got to use blending brushes like these. This is the real deal. And what I learned was not just one way blending, but back and forth blending. You want to also make this kind of blend into the top. And you can see how this is more of a hard, even if I kept working on it, you know, to blending it's never going to look as soft as using a blending brush and going back and forth and back and forth and bringing it up into the brow bone and bringing it into a nice sweep like this. Can you see the difference between the two? And I was guilty of this. I wasn't spending the time on the blending, but you can see the difference that it makes, especially if you're in a rush in the morning, you know, and you just plop everything on. If you're not blending, you're looking harsh and you're looking not really natural. All right, so the next mistake is you're in a rush and it's the fast penciled in eyebrow. So there's not much left of this one, but this is one of those eyebrow pencils with a little spoolie on the end and the pencil itself. And even though I probably, because I have the spoolie there, brush my eyebrows up, if I'm in a hurry, I'm just filling them in. Actually, I did a pretty good job there. But up until a few years ago, maybe just only a couple of years ago, I found a better way, and that is with the stencils, the eyebrow stencils. And I'm telling you, it doesn't take you much longer to use these stencils. And you also get a little bit of powder with them. And so you use your own brush, you get a little bit of powder onto your brush here. And you place first of all, I gotta brush my eyebrows up. And this is my bad eyebrow too. You know, it doesn't have the shape that the other one has, but do you have one eyebrow that's a little bit lopsided to the other one? Anyway, let me know in the comments. This will help you even get the lopsided ones look good. So all I do is put that on and fill it in. And there I have a perfectly not lopsided eyebrow. Now, also another thing that I want to do with this, see how isn't that beautiful? I just love it. Is I use a clear mascara. This is Great Lash. It looks a little dark right now because I use it a lot, but it's a clear mascara. And then what I do is I just brush those hairs up. And using the powder, you can see that this one looks harsh and in a line, and some people even use a darker, this is a taupe, but a lot of people use a dark brown or a dark black. No, 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 no. You want it to look soft, and the softer you look, the less harsher you look, and the more fresh-faced you look, and the more younger you look. So the next tip is about the mascara, and you know that I love that. So, you know, most of the things that I'm showing you are so inexpensive. As a matter of fact, there's nothing here that's you can't get from the drugstore or Amazon.com, but love the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. And again, we're showing mistakes here, so I decided that the black mascara that I was wearing is just getting a little bit too harsh, and so I've changed it over to a brown black. It's still kind of black, but it's a brown black. So let's look at the mascara that I was using, and I want to show you two aspects of this mascara. First of all, look at how old it's getting. It's getting grungy, and you know, so not only am I using the black, but also it's going on kind of, I don't know, just not the way that I would usually want my mascara to go on. And what I would usually do is I would put it on here, and I'd also put it down at the bottom lashes. But as you can see, because it's so gungy, a lot of times it's going on a little bit too thick, and it's also making a lot of my lashes kind of, you know, clump together a little bit. Now, I do put on 3 coats for my mascara. I'm not a big person with any false eyelashes, so let's try the brown black now. And as you can see, it's nice and clean, and put those on my eyelashes. You can see against that really pretty gold beige, the eyelashes are really showing up, and yeah, and so I'll do a little bit on the bottom. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Whoops! back up, back up, back up. Under my eyes, oh my gosh, sorry about that, everybody. Under here, I do put, and I can just sort of put it with, I'll just use this one. I put a little bit of brown. So I apologize, I forgot to do that. I knew there was a step I missed. But there we go. Just a little bit of brown. There's no waterline, there's no eyeliner. It's just a little bit of powder, but let's get back to what I was doing here. And then I just sort of put this on the bottom. Oops. On the bottom lashes. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a speed up of 3 coats of mascara, and then I'll be back to you. So let's take a look at both eyes right now. Again, I think this is fresh and youthful, and I think this old way where I absolutely used to do my makeup this way is harsh. It's making me look older, and let's face it, it's not a fresh look. It's not a fresh look at all. And talking about fresh looks and also referring back to teaching a dog new tricks, you know who I'm going to introduce right now, and that's our little Yorkie, Hurricane. So when little Hurricane comes on the scene, he reminds me to talk about upcoming videos, and I have a huge announcement coming up within the next few weeks. I've got this, I just can't wait. This is one of my biggest announcements I've ever made, and I can't wait to tell you, so stay tuned for that. I know it's a bit of a teaser, but I'm so excited, and I've got that for you. I also have my 10 awesome finds just in time for Christmas shopping, so I want to show those to you, plus more fashion, more makeup, and more self-care as well. So hey, let's always be learning. You know, when you're learning new things, it keeps you kind of excited and youthful feeling. And I'll tell you something, when I go to the drugstore and I'm looking for something new for all of you, I'm like a little kid in a candy store. You know, what about this and what about this? And a lot of these women know things, and they know what's good and what's not so good. And then I try them out myself. If they're not so good for me and an older woman, that I don't show them to you, but we're all on this journey together, and I'm so excited to show you these new things. Hey, I'll admit it, you know, I make mistakes too with my makeup. Blending I wasn't doing right, and the darker eyeliners I wasn't doing right, but I'm fixing things up, and I'm so glad you're on the journey with me. So keep on learning and keep it awesome.